Nelson Figueroa takes the mound tonight for his 7th start with Houston. The Astros have come away with wins in his last 3. It won't be easy for the Astros hitters. The Reds send out their ace, Bronson Arroyo. So get your balloon hats ready and make sure there's enough cotton candy. It's the Astros and Reds next on My 20. Live on My 20, it's Houston Astros baseball. Tonight from Minute Maid Park, the Astros take on the Cincinnati Reds in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. Another rousing win for the Astros last night, 5-3. The Astros now 24-12 in their last 36 home games, JD.
Yeah, having a real nice homestand. Just won 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee after splitting that series with the Dodgers, and an opportunity to get a win against the first-place club to win a series against Cincinnati. That will happen with a win tonight or tomorrow. The pitching matchup for tonight shows Bronson Arroyo for the Reds. 15-game winner for the 3rd consecutive year. He's been very good against the Astros the last couple of seasons. He's up against Nelson Figueroa, 5-2, 3.34 ERA. The Astros are 5-1 in his 6 starts as an Astro.
And now coming up, the Astros go for a little bit closer nudge toward the 500 figure. They could be 3 games under. Astros and Reds in just a moment. You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the 2010 F-150. Ford is the best in Texas. Inside Minute Maid Park, where the Astros need one more win to clinch another winning home season. And they have been doing a nice job at home. They've taken 20 of their last 28 home games. They're 5-3 on this homestand. They take the field for Game 2 of this 3-game series. And there is the starting catcher, Jason Castro, going out with his battery mate, Nelson Figueroa. Starting lineup for Dusty Baker's Cincinnati Reds, who have dropped 9 of 13, begins with second baseman Brandon Phillips. He's followed by shortstop Orlando Cabrera. Joey Votto bats third and plays first base with Scott Rowland at third base. Jay Bruce is in right field. Jim Edmonds in left. And he's been out for a while with an injury. Drew Stubbs is the center fielder. Ryan Hannigan the catcher. Bronson Royal the pitcher.
Well, no decision last time out for Nelson Figueroa. Let's take a look at his numbers with the Astros this year. 14 games, 6 starts. He's 3-1, 3.27 ERA. The Astros 5-1 in those 6 starts for the veteran right-hander. Defensively, it's Lee Bourne and Pence. Hunter Pence made a spectacular catch in right center last night. Johnson Sanchez manned the left side of the infield. The right side patrolled by Keppinger and Brett Wallace. Jason Castro behind the plate for Figueroa.
The Astros are 3-7 against the Reds this season. Last night, one of their encouraging wins here in the second half as they really battled Cincinnati and beat the fire bowling lefty Aroldis Chapman. Jeff Fulchino got the win in relief of Wandy Rodriguez. The Astros starters have been brilliant. For the last 17 games, their starters have not lost. They're 9-0 with a 2.91 ERA. That ties the club record. 17 straight without a loss by a starting pitcher. Brad Mills versus Dusty Baker tonight. And the Reds begin with Brandon Phillips. Phillips, the second baseman, at 273 with 16 homers, 52 runs batted in. Has not hit a whole lot since being hit by a pitch on his right hand at San Francisco on August 25th. He missed 6 games with a swollen right hand. That pitch up and in, ball 1, and he simply has not gotten results in the 14 appearances since his return. He's hitting 119 to get to those numbers for the season. Phillips 0 for 4 with a walk last night. That one also up and in. And that makes it 2-0 for Figueroa.
And Phillips is a guy who's a pretty aggressive swinger, so he doesn't draw a lot of walks. So if he's not hitting for an average, he's really not providing a whole lot from the top of the order. He is a dangerous hitter, and if he gets on, he's capable of stealing a base.
Now 3 balls, no strikes. Figueroa was involved in the 7-4 win over the Dodgers, but not involved in the decision on Sunday, his last start, giving up 4 earned runs in 4 2/3 innings. That's his first strike of the night, and it's 3-1. Figueroa had a 4-0 lead after 1 inning in that game, but he gave up a 3-run homer to Jay Gibbons. Really hurt him. Fouled away, 3-2. The Reds have announced that outfielder Lance Nix has returned to their roster. He's been activated tonight from the disabled list. So Dusty Baker, who only had 3 healthy outfielders for about 2.5 or 3 weeks, now has gotten back Nix. He's gotten Jim Edmonds back, traded for Willie Bloomquist. Reinforcements have arrived. And foul and not playable. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Playable for him, certainly.
Yeah. Well, Figueroa misfiring with the first 3 and then found the strike zone. He's been able to work his way back into this count. Fastball down and away.
And he gets a swing and a foul tip strikeout.
Out of his problems, he's been pulling off the ball. That was a great example of it there. Instead of trying to drive that ball the other way, the front side really opened up on him. He's trying to pull this pitch. Heads over there in the third base dugout. The ball's on the outside corner.
Graphic example of it on that replay. Orlando Cabrera with a 266 average comes up. Figueroa also misses up and in on him as he did on Phillips early in the count. There's ball 1 to Cabrera, who was 0 for 4 in last night's game.
Reds didn't do a lot of hitting last night. They did a lot of walking. Wandy had 6 walks in his 6 innings of work. Just 3 runs in the 6th. Johnny Gomes had a big 3-run home run. All the offense for the Reds.
2 balls and a strike. Well, Cabrera can be a cog in their offense, but he had been hitting. Last night didn't produce anything. other than a sacrifice bunt, which was kind of questionable given the circumstances of the timing of that bunt. 3 balls and a strike, and it really might have cost the Reds a big inning. Who will ever know that?
Yeah, can't go back and replay it, but I thought it was a peculiar play.
Figueroa just misses and walks it. Cabrera runs well with 11 steals in 15 attempts. He's on for Joey Votto.
One of the things that makes this Reds club so good, they have plenty of firepower. They hit the ball out of the ballpark an awful lot. But they've got speed, too. They can steal bases. They go first to third.
Joey Votto had a nice evening last night. 2 for 4 with a walk. He has 34 homers, 104 driven in, a .321 average. And he takes a look at it for ball 1. Joey's on a 7-game hitting streak right now. He's 4th in runs scored with 97. Very strong MVP candidate this year in the National League. He's named to his first All-Star team. Takes that one in. It's 2 balls, no strikes to Votto. Votto leads the league in OPS, 1,010. It's a combination of on-base average and slugging percentage, used by many for just a quick read on a player offensively.
I don't know if there is such a thing as a perfect statistic, but you get a lot of I think you get a better feel using that than certainly batting average or RBIs. Batting average doesn't account for power, nor does it talk about your ability to draw walks. RBI, a function of the club you're on and the opportunities you get to drive in runs. So that can be misleading.
Votto puts it in the air to left field. Carlos Lee along the warning track. 2 outs.
You can get real esoteric and talk about runs created and runs created per 27 outs and WAR. There's 1 WAR now.
Yeah.
Wins above replacement and all kinds of stuff that it's legit. I mean, you read it and it's well thought out and explained. I just don't have time to really dig that deep into it. I kind of like OPS. I lean heavily on that when I analyze offense.
Yeah, that's a staple. Scott Rowland, a .290 hitter with 19 homers, has 79 driven in a resurgent year for Scott. He made the All-Star team for the 6th time. Cabrera draws a throw.
Wilson bringing a little cheddar over there to first base.
Sure did. But Wallace has to be ready to catch that thing. The Reds have a magic number of 10 to clinch the National League Central Division. That means any combination of Reds wins and Cardinals losses totaling 10 gets them a spot. Right now the Cardinals are tied 4-4 with San Diego in the bottom of the 8th. The Reds have done a lot of their good play against teams under 500. 54-26. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And rolling well behind that fastball. We've seen this a lot with Figueroa. His fastball will go up on the board at 87, 88 miles an hour, but he gets a lot of hitters behind it, righties especially, for whatever reason, don't see that ball well, get started late and can't catch up.
Way outside, it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. This is where Figueroa wants to be on the mound as a starting pitcher, but he's also been versatile enough to serve well in relief. So it's kind of an audition perhaps for him for next year's rotation for the Astros. This is his 7th start in the rotation in a row. And he's getting a pretty good look.
Life is an audition for Nelson Figueroa. He's had a very difficult time in his career nailing down a job and staying with the club at the big league level all year. He's 36 years of age. He's been on the scene off and on for a long time now.
5 wins is a career high for him. It's out toward Michael Bourne in center field. For the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, and man left. Bronson Arroyo heads for the hill in just a moment. first inning brings this lineup to the plate for Brad Mills. Michael Bourne in center field, Angel Sanchez at shortstop, Hunter Pence in right field, Carlos Lee plays left with Jeff Keppinger batting fifth at second base tonight. Brett Wallace is in the sixth hole at first base. Chris Johnson plays third. Jason Castro the catcher. Nelson Figueroa the pitcher. Thompson Arroyo has that high straight leg kick. He's fun to watch. There's ball one.
Yeah, he's a very crafty right-hander out there. Gives a lot of different angles. Big, slow curveball.
Bunted by Bourne, foul.
And he's been a very durable, very successful Major League pitcher, especially the last three campaigns. First Red since Tom Browning, 88 through 90, to record 15 wins or more. If he wins tonight, it will be his 16th win. That would be a career high for Arroyo. 101 wins, 93 losses in his big league career, 30 starts or more in each of the last 6 seasons. Very, very dependable.
Bourne takes a look at that one.
And against your Astros, 9-6 lifetime, 5-0 in his last 5 starts with an ERA below 2. He might go home.
It's a strike. 2-2.
What was that? It moved like a knuckleball.
Yeah, it looked like a knuckleball. It really did with that weird late movement. Came up there pretty slow and dropped straight. High to Michael Bourne, but that's what he does, as you pointed out.
Yeah, he's similar to Figueroa. Neither one of them are real hard throwers. So what Arroyo will do is give you a lot of soft stuff and then beat you late with the fastball.
He's up against a tough customer right now. Michael Bourne with 3 hits last night, hitting .346 in September. And Michael's at .370 on this homestand. He's been on base in 25 straight games now. Bouncing this one, and Roland comes in, throws on the run. Good play, 1 out.
The Reds pretty solid defensively. A little sloppy last night. They made a couple errors. Roland was charged with one of them. They let a ball drop in the outfield as well. But it's a good group. The veteran Edmonds joined Stubbs and Bruce in the outfield. Roland, Cabrera, Phillips, and Votto cover the infield. Ryan Hannigan very solid defensively. He's behind the plate tonight.
Angel Sanchez had the biggest hit of the game last night. The 2-run single in the 7th that broke a 3-3 tie. Off a flame-throwing lefty, Aroldis Chapman. There's strike 1. Sanchez actually had faced Chapman in the minor leagues. 284 with 21 runs batted in for Angel. Has a 10-game hitting streak, his career high. 0-2, and because of an injury, he had a hamstring problem. He missed 4 games and then a couple of off days. That streak started way back on August 31st. Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire, out to second base on one hop to Brandon Phillips. 2 outs for Arroyo.
Arroyo 109 strikeouts in just under 200 innings of work this year. So he's not an overpowering guy. Typically he's going to put the ball in play. For him, it's all about missing the sweet spot. Gets you down on the end of the bat, down towards the hand, in on the hands a little bit, out on that front foot. He's trying to soften the contact a little bit.
Hunter Pence on a 3-game hitting streak. Would like some hard contact. In the air towards shallow right field. Joey Votto is calling up the line for the 3rd out. And it's 0-0 after 1.
Speaking with Jeff Meyerson, who's Director of Smart Grid Integration with CenterPoint Energy. Now, the big topic that you are in charge of is something called Energy Insight. It's something new that people will have on their meters at home. Tell us a little about it.
Energy Insight is our new smart meter and smart grid technology. When you get your smart meter, you can go to smartmetertexas.com to find out how much electricity you use without waiting for your electric bill. Smart meters will also notify us automatically when your power goes out, and we're building an intelligent grid that over time will help us restore power more quickly.
It sounds like it's going to be very beneficial for the consumers. Particularly, I like that part about if you're using a lot of electricity, hey, you can shut it down yourself, or not shut it down, but use less, and you can keep your bill under control.
Absolutely. It's really terrific to be able to look at your consumption just a day or two after you've used it and be able to make adjustments to your budget and to meet your own personal needs.
On those rare occasions when there is a power outage, you don't have to make any phone calls once you've got one of those meters out.
That's right. These are two-way communicating meters, and the meter will tell us when your power goes out, so you don't have to call us and let us know.
CenterPoint's been one of our great sponsors all year. We're going to have an opportunity to let people know about that. That graphic, by the way, that was on the screen was that address that you talked about. So we'll let you enjoy the game and get some Astros some runs.
Great. Thanks a lot, and go Astros.
All right, back upstairs to you guys.
Thanks, Greg. There's a strikeout of Jay Bruce, the Beaumont native, for Nelson Figueroa, and here it is.
I tied him up a little cut fastball to finish him off. And Jay, a very dangerous young hitter. He's starting to figure things out.
Jim Edmonds has worked his way back from the disabled list. Strike one to Edmonds in left field tonight. 271, 9 homers, 21 runs batted in for Jim. He pinch hit on Thursday against Arizona. That's his only appearance since he returned from the DL on the 10th of September. He was out with a strained right oblique. No balls, 2 strikes.
The Reds, mostly a right-handed hitting lineup, but against Figueroa, for Dusty Baker trying to get as many left-handers in there as possible. Lefty's hitting .295 off Figgy this year. Right-handed hitters $184.
Edmonds, a 40-year-old, longtime St. Louis Cardinal, and was traded to San Diego after the 07 season. Then he joined the Cubs.
Good numbers against Figueroa. He's been very good in this ballpark over the years. He continues his tour of the NL Central.
Yeah, with the Brewers earlier this year, traded for Chris Dickerson.
Spent some time with the Cubs. So everybody except for the Astros and the Pirates now for Edmonds in the Central.
Well, there was a story about him online. He was coming out to the ballpark yesterday in a cab with Scott Rowland, the 2 former Cardinal teammates, talking about the turnover in the Astros. And he said, it's really different coming over here with no Biggio or Bagwell or Oswald or Berkman, but he thinks it's a good thing to get young blood and to move on in an organization. And he really feels the Astros have done well in that sense. Check swing roller goes foul.
Yeah, as a player, you're getting older when you look across and your old rivals are now the coaches. They've been around a while.
Well, he's had a very nice career. Edmonds, with 9 home runs this year, has 391 long balls for his career, more than 1,200 runs batted in. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and a bunch of Gold Gloves. Just a very good all-around player.
Came up with the Angels. He was in their top 10 list when he left there for homers, runs batted in, runs, and total bases. And the curveball got him. That's strikeout number 3. Figueroa is so much fun to watch because he really can set hitters up.
And he doesn't throw the big slow curveball like Arroyo does, but again, it's a similar approach to pitching. Trying to spot the fastball, willing to throw a lot of soft stuff early, and then maybe come with a heater if he feels like he's got a hitter sitting on something soft.
Drew Stubbs from Texarkana, Texas, takes strike 1. 250 for Drew, 18 homers, 69 runs batted in. Last night he was 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Fouled away, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Stubbs has whiffed 153 times this year, currently on a 3-game hitting streak. He's one of the speedy Reds players. He leads the club in steals with 25. Some good power numbers. Taps that breaking pitch foul with Ryan Hannigan on deck. The Reds have hit a little swoon here in September. They're 6-10 this month. But they have beaten the Astros in 16 of their last 20 meetings.
Probably not panicking yet over that, but there has to be a little sense of concern that some opportunities have slipped by. The Cardinals have not been winning, and the Reds probably feel like they should have put this thing to bed by now. Not in terms of clinching, but being so far out in front that it was a foregone conclusion. But the Cardinals just hanging in there because the Reds have not been playing winning baseball.
4-4 right now in the top of the ninth in St. Louis. Or is that a key game for the Padres? San Diego, trying to regain its lead in the NL West, has fallen a half game behind the Giants. Cincinnati has a 6-game lead on St. Louis. The Astros are in third. And in the wild card, Atlanta is 2 in front of San Diego. Colorado only 2.5 back.
Atlanta won today. Colorado thumped the Dodgers 12-2. Troy Lewitzki hit 2 more home runs. He is on an unbelievable run. I think that maybe 13 home runs here in September.
I think it's 14.
14, is it?
Yeah. Wow. I think it may be close to 30 runs batted in this month.
So he's pretty much on the one-a-day plan.
Wow. And big late game home runs to win it. Things like that, yeah. He's had a monstrous month. That's to center field, sending Michael Bourne back toward Towles Hill. On the track. It's a long third out. And it's 0-0. Birthday wishes to Tricia Crowley, Cliff's wife, watching home tonight, as Cliff is hard at work at his camera position, a few feet from where we are. Carlos Lee leads it off, bottom of the second inning. He hit a game-tying homer last night, number 22 of the year.
He's hard at work. Does that mean when you have one of those drinks with an umbrella in it, does that qualify?
It does. It really does. 85 runs batted in. For Carlos, it's 2-0. He and Hunter in their own little RBI race. They're tied for the club lead with the 85. And his homer in the 6th last night made it 3-3. It came off Johnny Cueto.
Really?
Oh. 2-1. Wendelstedt said, really?
I don't think Carlos is all that concerned with it. I don't think he agrees with it, but he's not too shook up by that.
Only one strike. Now he lashes one into left and up into the seats.
That's why I wasn't shook up.
Number 23. 1-0 Astros. Carlos, a .341 career hitter against Arroyo. That's his third long ball against Bronson, and he's driven in 11 against the right-hander.
Yeah, that's why he's not all that worked up about that pitch being called a strike. He wanted to swing the bat with those numbers he's got against Bronson Arroyo. He obviously sees the ball pretty well off this right-hander. Hit the game-tying home run last night. And another, no doubt about it, home run from Carlos Lee. Put the Astros on top.
Jeff Keppinger looks at it. It's strike one. Kep hitting fifth in the lineup tonight. That's a bit unusual. Now you look at Carlos Lee's, about his last 10 home runs, I think about 8 of them have either given the club a tie or the lead at some point in the game. Ball one to Keppinger. 5-game hitting streak for Jeff. .293 average for the former Red. 5 homers, 54 runs batted in. Keppinger now has more at-bats than he's had in any major league season prior to this one. Had a big pinch hit last night. He pokes this one on the ground out to Phillips. Came off the bench and hit a 99-mile-per-hour Aroldis Chapman fastball for a pinch single to lead off that game-winning rally in the 7th last night. El Caballo has struck one more time. His 12th career long ball against Cincinnati. Brett Wallace is the batter. That's strike one to Wallace. .214 is his average. He has 2 bombs. He's driven in 10. Arroyo hits the corner. Wallace was 0 for 3 with a walk last night. Had a couple of punch outs.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch Arroyo versus Wallace tonight, because we talked about Arroyo's approach with all the soft stuff and moving the fastball in and out. But the scouting report and the way we've seen most pitchers attack Wallace has been just pound hard in a lot. So we'll see if Arroyo continues just to pitch to his style of pitching, or if he adopts to the scouting report and just pounds in on Wallace.
Got him swinging.
And for the most part in that at bat, he did.
First strikeout for Arroyo.
The whole key to that bat was getting the called strike in there, and that makes Wallace, you're more inclined as a hitter to go after that pitch. Once you get one called in there, you can't disregard it. You have to be willing to try to hit that inside fastball. And sometimes when you're in that mindset, you go out of the zone.
Chris Johnson with 9 homers, 47 runs batted in. A .316 average is next. Strike one to CJ. Chris 0 for 5. Put safely in 5 of his last 7 games, though. This one goes to right field, and Jay Bruce waiting for it. Carlos Lee's homer makes it 1-0 Astros. to the third. Nelson Figueroa meets Ryan Hannigan. And deals ball one to him. Hannigan at 275 with 5 home runs. He's driven in 37. He's hit 400 against the Astros with 5 of those runs batted in. Ramon Hernandez did the catching last night. It's 2-0 with Bronson Arroyo on deck. As Nelson Figueroa makes his 8th start of the year. 18-30 is Major League career record. So on the edge, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Tomorrow, Brett Myers and Travis Wood hook up at 105 in the finale of this homestand. 44 pitches in. Figueroa has thrown 25 of those for strikes. That's it out of play. The Astros welcome the Washington County Major Girls Little League softball team tonight. They finished 3rd in the Little League Softball World Series this summer in Portland, Oregon. And they got to watch batting practice from the field and be recognized during the pregame ceremonies. There they are, 12-member softball team from Brenham, Texas. Began the campaign in June. They finished 18-2 and outscored their opponents 177-28. Tap to the third baseman. Chris Johnson juggles, fires high, throws it away, kicks back out where Keppinger backs it up. And Hannigan reaches on the error. Yeah,
it took a couple extra steps, I think, for Chris to get the handle on the ball. And by the time he got a hold of it, he had to hurry the throw and airmailed it. See a little double clutch there, and then he has to hurry the throw. Everybody taking cover over there. Billy Hatcher taking evasive action, so he didn't take this one in the coconut.
Yeah. Now Bronson Arroyo, with the Astros expecting a bunt, has put down 5 sacrifice bunts. And he takes that one for ball 1. Here's what it looked like for that team before the game. That's a nice treat for them.
Out there on the field for the anthem. They a chance to meet some of the players, get some autographs during batting practice.
Arroyo takes it. It's a strike. Trickles away from Castro. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bronson. From Key West, Florida. The Reds are leading the league in runs scored with 723. They're also first in total bases and in slugging percentage. Arroyo looks at that one. 2-1. He talked about his track record of 15 wins 3 years in a row. Last year he pitched 220 innings. Mark Berry's in the third base coaching box. And Arroyo has really saved his best work for those last 5 starts you talked about against the Astros. Bunts this one to first. Wallace spins, throws to second. Out there, safe at first. Wallace with the accurate throw to Sanchez gets the force play on Hannigan from 2-6.
Arroyo does a nice job of getting the ball down, but Wallace all over it, and Hannigan out at second base. Funny, he took the strike and then bunted that ball. It looked like it might have hit him in the chest had he not bunted it.
Yeah, it chased him. Now Arroyo's a base runner, and it's Brandon Phillips batting. Phillips, the club MVP of the Reds last year. And he went. There's strike 1 to Brandon.
This year it'll be Joey Votto. It'll be a unanimous vote for the Reds MVP, and Votto with a real good chance to be the league MVP. Phillips overly aggressive at that breaking pitch.
Reds have made a major improvement. They had 78 wins when the season ended last year. Castro now will have a throw at second on Arroyo, and Arroyo is safe. Ooh, he didn't slide, and he almost got tagged out.
Most pitchers don't like to slide, but there are times when you probably should, and that was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
When he broke, I think he thought he was going to make it easily, and Keppinger deked him a little bit there.
He sure did. You could see him slow down there a lot at the end. Strike to Phillips, and it's 1-2.
The rule at a pass ball.
Didn't see a ruling on that. Boots thinks it's a wild pitch. I was thinking pass ball. Phillips swings and he foul tips it, and Castro holds on for strikeout number 4. Let's take you back to 1962, the beginning of this franchise with the Colt 45s. Bob Aspromonte was one of the original players. He played through 68. Here's the timeline taking you through the first 49 years. Larry Durker was there from 64 through 76. Picked up with Jose Cruz from 75 through 87. Greg Biggio 88 through 07. And Carlos Lee will be here next year. So that'll complete the timeline from the beginning to 50 years of history with this club with only 5 players.
Well, it helps when one of them played 20 years.
Yes, it does.
Did. J.O. was here a good long while.
Sure. Broken bat by Cabrera into center. A hit in front of Michael Bourne. Arroyo coming around. Throw is cut off, and it's a 1-1 game. A looping RBI single on the broken bat by Cabrera.
And Cabrera, who maybe has been the hottest hitter for the Reds in the last 10 days or so, doesn't really torch that one, but a little broken bat off the end of the bat base hit. So the inability to convert with the sacrifice does not hurt the Reds, as Arroyo able to make his way around the bases, first on the wild pitch to second and now scoring on the blooper.
Arroyo scores the tying run.
Whether it was a wild pitch or a pass ball, a ball that Jason Castro should have been able to keep in front and prevent Arroyo from advancing.
Now Joey Votto looks at ball 1. Votto has hit in 11 straight games at Minute Maid Park. And in those 11 games, he's done some damage. He's loved this place. 370 career average here for Votto. Figueroa misses. The count goes to 2-0. Votto suffered from depression last year after the loss of his father in 08. Upstairs, ball 3, and it's 3-0. He's had a chance to talk with some of the old greats of the Reds, the Johnny Benches, the Joe Morgans of the world, and that's given him a sense of just exactly what he would like to accomplish. He takes a 4-pitch walk. And it's Scott Rowland coming up. That's the second walk for Figueroa. Rowland hit a fly ball to center in the first inning.
Figueroa typically throws a lot of pitches. Doesn't get a lot of quick outs, and he's up to 60 pitches now as he works in the 3rd inning. And for the most part, when he's been on the mound, he's been able to keep the Astros in the game.
Rowland takes a look at it. It's ball 1 to Scott. Reds have lost 6 in a row on the road.
Dangerous pitch coming here. So it's kind of been a nice fallback for him in fastball count. He's been able to throw a little baby slider, just a little movement. He has good command of it. He's able to throw it in the strike zone. He's oftentimes do exactly what Rowland just did, foul it off.
Foul back by Rowland, and it's a 1-2 count. The Reds last year finished 13 games out of first place. About where the Astros are right now. They're 11.5 out. So some are seeking parallels between this year's Cincinnati team and what they might see from Houston a year from now. Good stop by Castro on a pitch in the dirt. It's 2-2. That early one was a wild pitch, by the way. And of course, the Reds have a lot of good top draft choices who have produced for them.
Figueroa wanted to make sure he didn't leave that changeup in the strike zone. To that end, it was a successful pitch. But not close enough to get Rolen to bite.
Not biting there either. 3-2 to Rolen with 2 outs. And a couple of base runners who are ready to move on the next pitch.
Offensively, the Astros not close to the Cincinnati team, but I think where you can draw a parallel is just the fact that the Reds played pretty well in the second half last year, and the Astros have certainly done that this year. Reason to be hopeful that 2011 will look a whole lot better for the Astros than this year.
The runner's going. It's lined to right center field. A hit in front of Hunter Pence. The go-ahead run scores. Throw in toward third. Gets by Chris Johnson. And now Rolen moves into second as it's now 2-1 Reds. A throw got by Johnson, and that allowed Rolen the opportunity to move to second after his RBI single, driving in his 80th.
So single error to allow Rolen to move up 90 feet. Throw error charge to Hunter Pence. And I couldn't tell what happened. It looked like it was a pretty good one-hop throw, and maybe Chris just lost it. He's on the wrong side of the base runner.
Yeah. Hunter draws his 6th error of the year. Brad Arnsberg out at the mound. The Reds have done a great job of capitalizing on other teams' errors this year. 66 pitches for Figueroa. He'll face Bruce next.
Hunter in pretty good shape as he comes up throwing that ball. Still couldn't tell what was going on with CJ. A little late to react. Maybe he thought Sanchez was going to cut it.
Maybe. Bruce takes a look at ball one.
See Sanchez in good cutoff position there. You got the base runner to contend with, and I just think Chris Johnson lost sight of that ball at some point. Was late to react.
Well, plays like that are coming up, of course, on a daily basis for Brad Mills and the coaching staff. They talk about it afterwards and try to find out what went wrong.
And, you know, there's not always a fix. Sometimes on the baseball field, things just happen. Guys, you lose sight of the ball, you can't coach it, teach it. And one thing you would say is, hey, don't assume a ball is going to be cut off. Just be in position and ready to react.
2-1. We had a conversation tonight about instruction in the minor leagues of each organization. Billy Doran's going to join us tomorrow on Astros Live pregame show and talk about his work with the Reds organization and coming up through the Astros farm system. Brad Mills said, there's some of that's trickling down through the organization now. Good stop there by Castro. And so what he would really like to stress in future years is just good, solid defensive work, pitching, the fundamentals of the game. But we got into this discussion, well, how would it differ from one organization to another? Organizations talk all the time about the need to have homegrown players developed and taught how to play the game a certain way. That's driven to left center field. Michael Barnes way back. And good run and catch right in front of the bullpen wall in left center on the warning track by Barnes. Big play. The Reds have taken the lead with 2 runs, 2 hits, couple of errors. And Bourne shuts it off there.
Special day coming up tomorrow for the Astros as they close out the homestand. It will be the second Faith and Family Day of the season. After the 105 game against the Reds, stick around for the event, including a concert with Christian group Mercy Me. Tickets start at only $7. You can pick them up tonight by going to Astros.com/mercy. That's where you can get tickets now. It's tomorrow right here at Minute Maid Park.
Thanks, Greg. And tonight it's Robert Earl Keen in concert right after this game. Jason Castro leads it off. Cincinnati 2, Houston 1. Here's the off-speed pitch, dropping in for strike one call for Bronson Arroyo to a 213 hitting Castro with 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. Figueroa on deck. Michael Bourne due up third.
Arroyo's splits left, right, very similar to what's going on with Figgy. The Canada hitter's hitting 290 against Bronson. Righty's 183. Jason get a little something going with the bat here.
Soft pop goes back out of play. 1 and 2 as he tries to reach for the pitcher. Good play
nice
there.
Play, very nice play. And he's got good seats for the Robert Earl Keen show too.
Good, he does.
The obligatory. What's got the horns working for?
Must be a Longhorn fan.
It might be a Drew Stubbs fan.
Could be.
Little guy next to him in a Reds uniform and the Longhorn thing going on.
Yeah. Strikeout number 2 there for Arroyo.
It's our own little version of CSI. We're trying to figure out who's who in the stands. Arroyo drops down this time. A little different look. He's a fun guy to watch pitch.
First Reds pitcher to win at least 15 in 3 straight years since Tom Browning from 88 through 90. Figueroa takes a look at ball 1. Nelson has 2 hits, 12 at bats for a 167 average. Browning won 18, 15, and 15 in those 3 years, 88 through 90. He was a lefty, the first Reds right-hander to do it is Bronson Arroyo since Jack Billingham from 73 through 75. Jack won 19, 19, and 15 in those. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, talk about a BP fastball on occasion. That's exactly what Arroyo just threw there in 2-0.
Popped up. Scott Rowland digging over hard in front of the Reds dugout. Sliding play. 2 outs.
The Reds are winning the time of possession battle.
Bet they are.
Astros making some quick outs here against Arroyo.
Now this resembles the Astros team from April, May, part of June this year. Very quick outs. Michael Bourne grounded out in the first inning. Scott Rowland. Strike one. Jeff Bagwell said around the cage he thinks Michael is really hanging in well against lefties. Even though he doesn't have a good average, he thinks he's having better at bats against left-handers and right-handers this year. One ball, one strike.
Well, I would say certainly in the last couple of weeks, it seems like he's done a better job hanging in there against lefties.
Put down a nice bunt last night for a hit. 2 balls and a strike. He hit the ball up the middle twice. Line drives. He likes the way Michael's keeping his hands out in front. And there's another line drive into center field. So that's a nice pattern for Michael to fall into right here. On base in 26 straight games with a plate appearance now.
Just like that a couple of times last evening. Great approach. So 2 outs, Bourne on. You're thinking stolen base. But this combination pretty tough. Hannigan throws well, and Arroyo very quick to home plate.
Sanchez bounced out earlier, way outside. You're right, though, as far as trying to find parallels between Cincinnati and Houston. 2 different clubs. The Reds have scored 164 runs more than the Astros. The Astros have only allowed 14 runs more than the Reds. The Reds pitching 11th in the league in ERA. Well, Dusty Baker's club will not be favored probably in any playoff series this year. Just looking at numbers like that. But the players sometimes can feed off things like that. 2 balls, no strikes.
There's some super slow-mo for you. Ball tumbling in on Sanchez. Looked like some kind of a split finger pitch.
Bourne draws some attention. Michael, the league leader, with 51 steals. One of the 2 runs the Reds scored is earned.
Well, the Bourne factor clearly evident here. Bronson Arroyo really slowing things down with Bourne on base.
He takes off. Hannigan's throw. Not in time. He overslid the bag but kept his hand on it. Stolen base number 52 for Michael.
A late slide carrying him into the bag and through the bag. And pretty clever move there to turn around. If Phillips had stayed with the play a little bit longer, he ultimately did come off. And Phillips looks up to press his case. Michael sneaks back in there.
Oh, he got Dave Clark right on the leg. He got drilled by that Sanchez liner.
The second time he's gotten smoked this year.
Yes, it is. He's not going to rub it, but it hurts.
He's tougher than the girl with the dragon tattoo. Can't hurt that man.
We'll get some ice on that in a hurry. Soft fly ball to right, but Phillips is there to put it away, and it's no runs, a hit. Man stranded. 2-1 Cincinnati after 3. Nola trying for a regrouping frame. Things got pretty sloppy in the third. The Astros had a couple of errors in that inning. The Reds, a couple of hits and a walk. So now it's 2-1 as Jim Edmonds leads it off. Inning number 4. Jim was traded for outfielder Chris Dickerson. And there's strike one on the foul tip as the Reds sought playoff help for their run to the playoffs. They wanted to add a player like Edmonds. Phillies lead now 2-1. Cardinals have lost to San Diego 8-4.
A big 4-run ninth for San Diego. Matt Stairs with a pinch hit home run, and it may have been a grand slam. Kind of peeked up at the TV we have here in the booth and saw him throwing some high fives around.
Huge win for the Padres of Bud Black. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Reds' magic number goes down by 1 with Cardinals' loss to 9. That means a 1.5 game lead for Atlanta now in the wild card. One in the loss column. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Edmonds a guy who can help because Drew Stubbs, the center fielder, bats right. Edmonds can play that position against a tough right-hander. Been banged up a little bit this year, sore Achilles and other injuries too. Now 3-2. The Reds have a lot of young players who have not been to the playoffs before. Baker in his 3rd season with Cincinnati. A seasoned veteran when they made the Edmonds deal. He's worked well with general manager Walt Jocketty. Edmonds drives it to left field, headed for the corner. It's slicing, but it stays fair, and Edmonds has gone into his home run trot. 3-1 Reds as Edmonds hits number 10. His 3rd career homer against Figueroa. He's now 7 for 14 against Nelson.
And he's had some big games in this ballpark, and a lot of it driving the ball the other way, typically more left center field, but this time he just, he stayed back as long as possible on this 3-2 fastball. Didn't want to get fooled by an off-speed pitch, knowing full well that he could get beat by a fastball and still have a chance to do some damage in the Crawford boxes. That's a good approach for a left-handed hitter in this ballpark. Dinging one off the pole. A bit of a cheap home run, but a good swing of the bat nonetheless.
3-1 Reds. They're 2nd in the league in long balls. Edmonds got number 10. Drew Stubbs with strike 1 in the count.
If you were a field goal kicker, it wouldn't have been any good.
Yeah. Stubbs pulled his hands in, fouled that one. No balls, 2 strikes. It's ironic because we were just talking, Brad Mills talking before the game about the features of this ballpark and the Crawford boxes. And he said he doesn't see any problem at all with having short porch in left field. Doesn't think it's been that big an issue.
No, it's not an issue. This ballpark has proven to be a fair ballpark over the years. It's had a hard time shaking the reputation of being a bandbox. Because first impressions, and that's what everybody thought when this park first opened. But over the years, it has proven to be a fairly neutral ballpark. Obviously, a lot of cheap home runs will fly into the Crawford boxes. But a lot of well-struck balls will die in center field because it's so big out there. That's the equalizer.
Edmonds took advantage of it. That's towering on the infield. Brad Wallace in. And back, 1 out.
This day in Astros history is brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, making cancer history. September 18th, 1980. Joe Morgan victimizes his ex-teammates with a tie-breaking 2-run homer as the Astros put a 10-2 hurting on Cincinnati. Jose Cruz followed with a 2-run shot of his own. The win keeps the Astros within a game of the Dodgers in that oh-so-tight NL West race.
Morgan did come back to revitalize the club with Cheo Cruz and company. Really having an outstanding year. Ryan Hannigan reached on the error by Johnson. Here's strike 1. years ago. Larry Ball was saying recently about that 1980 playoff series with the Astros that Gary Woods, who cost the Astros a key run by leaving third base too soon on a fly ball, is a friend of his. It's a looping single to center field, and it's like every time he sees him, of course, jabs the needle in about Woods costing the Astros in that playoff series. And to get on with a one-out hit. 30 years ago, they still talk about it. Bronson Arroyo reached base in the third inning when he bunted into that force. Then he took second on a wild pitch and came around to score the tying run on a Cabrera hit. Chris Johnson moving in close. Bunt goes first base side and foul. Strike one for Arroyo. Arroyo could very well be the #1 starter in the playoffs for the Reds. He's one of only 4 pitchers to have at least 200 innings for 5 years in a row now leading up to this season. Dan Herron, Javier Vasquez, and Mark Burley. Herron's already made it this year. Burley's going to make it with 8 more innings. Vasquez is not going to make 200 innings this season. Arroyo has made it tonight. He's pitched 3 innings tonight. He's at 200 and 2/3 innings for the year. Since he was acquired by the Reds prior to the '06 season, he leads all major league pitchers with 167 starts. Runner going, he swings and grounds one foul.
Good try. With 1 out, 2-run cushion, the Reds can afford to shake things up a little bit, so they play a little hit and run, and Arroyo, to keep that ball fair, would have had a double. So Johnson in to protect against the bunt. Yeah, not a bad deal for the Reds. Willie Mo Pena sent to Boston in the Bronson Arroyo deal.
Jim Bowden loved that guy. He picked him up in Washington.
I don't think Willie Mo's had a big league at bat in a couple of years. Not sure what he's doing now. Tremendous power, but he swung and missed a whole lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, he showed the power at 5 o'clock, and he swung and missed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, he could light you up in BP.
Arroyo's 33 years old. Drafted by Pittsburgh in the 3rd round in '95. He was a waiver claim by the Red Sox in '03. Pushes a bunt, foul, and Arroyo's down on strikes. Number 5 for Figueroa. Brandon Phillips will be next. Phillips was drafted by Montreal in the 2nd round in '99. Then he was traded to Cleveland, came to Cincinnati in another trade in '06. So he's been through the lean years now. And the Reds are getting ready to celebrate here in perhaps a few days as their magic number comes down. But the guys who have been with them for several years are really going to be into that mode when the time comes. Ball 1 to Phillips. He has struck out twice tonight. His current 6-game road losing streak is the Reds' longest of the year. They were swept in a 4-game series at Colorado. Good pick up there out of the dirt by Castro. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Next leg of the road trip for the Reds will be in Milwaukee. They'll be there Monday night. It's a 9-game road trip. They moved to San Diego after the Milwaukee series. Fouled away, and then after they get back from this long trip, they have 6 at home, 3 with the Astros, 3 with Milwaukee to round out the season.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
Mentioning the girl with the dragon tattoo. He's down for the real thing. The man with the dragonfly. Could be the birth of a nickname. Nelson the Dragonfly Figueroa.
It's 3 balls and a strike. Ryan Ludwig hit his 16th home run for the Padres. It came in the 9th inning off Kyle McClellan with 2 on and 1 out. Don't you know he felt good about hitting that in St. Louis after being traded by the Cardinals. Swing and a miss by Phillips. It's 3-2. Good movement there from Figueroa on the breaking pitch.
Phillips convinced himself he was going to get a heater, and Figueroa, not willing to give in, came with a breaking ball. Phillips in a slump. Punched out twice already tonight. He's not willing to take the walk. Yeah, that had to feel really good for Ryan Ludwig. He hasn't really done a whole lot since joining the Padres either.
And Matt Stairs his 5th. That was a solo shot off McClellan. Up the middle into center field with a runner moving on the pitch. Hannigan goes to third. On the single by Phillips. First and third for the Reds now. 2 outs for Cabrera.
And Nelson Figueroa may wish he had that one back after getting Phillips to chase that slider out of the zone. He threw him a fastball right down the middle, and Phillips has been pulling off the ball. They were trying to go down and away, just wasn't able to execute the pitch.
Five hits for the Reds, 2 for the Astros. 35-year-old Cabrera, who drove in 77 last year for Oakland and Minnesota, has the RBI chance.
Well, Figueroa's had a number of games like this one where he's had a lot of base runners, deep counts, and you feel like he's always kind of teetering on the edge. But at the end of the day, you look up and he's giving you, 5+ innings and giving up a couple of runs.
There's some stirring in the Astros bullpen now. 1 ball, 1 strike. That bullpen is doing more than stirring in this homestand. Good grief. It's like a boiling cauldron out there. The relievers have made 41 appearances in 8 games. Chacin is warming up.
Mosey trying to spread it around, brings guys in for a third of an inning here, 2/3 of an inning there.
Punched up the line in right, slicing away from Hunter Pence and fouled by a few feet.
Those pitching changes doesn't necessarily make for entertaining baseball, but it's not the manager's concern. We just have to find a way. We have to create a way to make pitching changes more entertaining. We need, maybe guys come out of the pen riding an elephant or something.
Well, why don't we string a wire from the bullpen, have them just slide in on that wire right to the mound.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of fun.
A little zip line action.
Yeah. Or they could rappel down from somewhere.
Yeah. Let it be mandated now that every reliever must have his own individual mode of transportation when coming out of the bullpen.
What happened to the golf carts?
A Segway, a jetpack. Yeah, I like the golf cart. I remember as a kid going, I want to come into the game one time on a golf cart.
Or maybe a new little electric car.
Never got the chance.
Runner going to second, and it's a foul ball trying to duck out of the way. Cabrera fouls it.
And that reminds me of this Jeter flap that's been going on.
All right, what do you?
Well, people are getting after Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so your stance is, hey, that's what every player should try to do, get on base somehow.
Yes. To think that there's even an argument or a side being presented otherwise is beyond absurd.
Yeah. Maybe it was just the acting.
That's okay. That's part of the game.
People thought it was dishonest to act as if he had been hit.
Yes. It's not about honesty. It's about winning.
Hunter Pence in right field puts it away, and it's 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men left, and it's 3-1 Reds.
Montgomery Gentry are coming to Conroe on October 2nd and 3rd for the Toyota Texas Bass Classic. Buy your tickets now for only $15 per day. You can get them at HEB and Academy stores.
Hunter Pence takes strike one. It's 3-1 Reds. Bottom of the fourth inning. The Astros have Pence, Lee, and Keppinger due up. Hunter popped up first his first time up. Going for the first pitch from Bronson Arroyo. Ooh, that's a floater. Hunter's a .370 career hitter against Arroyo, but he tied him in knots on that one.
Hit his spot, but the off-speed nature of that pitch, again, it's a straight changeup, tumbling action. I'm not sure how he gripped it. Checked with the Reds broadcasters next door. I said, he's not throwing a splitter. This is no, it's his changeup. He's throwing it more to right-handed hitters this year than he ever has in the past.
Drops down a little bit, strikes him out. That's number 3. Just saw Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Reds, in the hall, and asked him about the possible playoff rotation. There's the home run by Carlos Lee, his 23rd of the year, coming on that 2-1 pitch back in the second inning. To the Landry's Crawford boxes to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. Marty thinks there's a pretty good chance that if the Reds play the Phillies, which they would stand to do if the playoffs started right now, and maybe the lefty Travis Wood, who's pitching tomorrow, would start game 1, because he reminded me he pitched 8 perfect innings against the Phillies earlier this year.
You know, Marty's got enough clout in Cincinnati where if he wanted that to happen, there's a pretty good chance that's what would happen.
Well, he's not sure, but he thinks Dusty Baker would not make such a big deal out of Wood's rookie status, and pretty good chance he'd go with him. There's Chris Welsh. He has a lot of clout there as well, and George Graham on the TV next door. That's a tough pitch. It's 1-2.
Yeah, it's interesting because Dusty has a lot of options, but no clear-cut, go-to guy as his number 1 ace. Arroyo's the veteran, he's the guy who's having the best year.
That's driven to left field. Is it the second of the night? It's a ball that hits off the wall. It's going to be a double. On the throw into second, Lee is there ahead of it. 27 doubles for El Caballo. 2 extra base hits tonight off Arroyo.
Astros with just 3 hits in the ball game. Bourne with that line drive single in the 3rd, and now Carlos with his second extra base hit. Breaking ball that stayed on the plate, and he just reaches out and extends through it.
Edmonds' throw a little bit off. Lee has a double. He's waiting for Jeff Keppinger now. Keppinger grounded out to second earlier. They strike 1 to Jeff. He's been on base in all 14 games he's played since he came off the disabled list, and that was with only 1 at bat last night as a pinch hitter. So Arroyo, you think, would be probably in line to start that playoff series, but maybe not.
Well, I mean, that's, like I said, Arroyo's the guy who's probably, you feel the most comfortable. He's just not going to go out there and implode on you. But they have other guys with better stuff that might go out there and pitch the type of game you would need to have pitched to beat a Roy Halladay. And I think Cueto and Volquez probably have the best stuff.
1-2. Well, that would loom as a very, very tough series for the Reds, even though they hit extremely well. But up against those 3, the Phillies figure to throw at them if they do play in the playoffs.
The Phillies, right now, for me anyway, clearly the best team in the National League. And it's not to say that you couldn't beat them in a postseason series. Anything could happen in a short series.
Cueto last night got a no decision through 101 pitches. Had a 3-2 lead until Carlos Lee homered off him in the 6th. He showed very good stuff again last night. in the dirt for Hannigan. He picks it out of there, and it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Hannigan's known as a good defensive player. Another one of those guys produced by the Reds farm system. Had 5 or 6 first-round draft choices who have come to the big leagues and helped them, but Hannigan was not drafted. Signed in 02. Keppinger with a liner to right, and it's caught by Bruce. It was a big-time arm. 2 outs. We go to Greg Lucas.
You know, we got another special event coming up for you tomorrow as this homestand ends. It's Astros Dog Day presented by eBay Classifieds. The Astros will host the Reds at 105. $20 ticket packages for you and your dog are still available and include a ticket for you and your pooch at Astros Dog Bowl and all the great pregame events. Visit Astros.com/Dog Day for tickets tonight. I'll tell you what, if we weren't going on the road, my dog would be here tomorrow.
Oh.
But that just kind of shoots that down. But I hope everybody else comes out.
Fred Wallace fouls it for strike 1.
My dog doesn't really understand the game. I would bring him out, but he doesn't really get the game. He just wants to chase the ball all the time, and that's a problem.
Well, maybe you need to engage in some seminars.
Hey, it's probably a moneymaker. Somebody could probably do that, and people would pay for it.
Chris Johnson on deck. It's 0-2 to Wallace.
Always creative Bronson Arroyo. And his pitching fits his personality. You know, he's a musician from Key West. Of course he's going to give you all that funky stuff out there on the mound.
Yeah, he's been involved in charity concerts. Has he made his own album?
Yeah, I think it's called Covering the Bases.
Okay, well, that's what he did tonight as he scored the run. His trip around the bases, not exactly musical, but he got home safely. That's it, foul. As you saw, Hannigan move so far inside, you almost couldn't see him on that.
I was laughing. Rarely do you see the catcher set up behind the hitter. Yeah, I think they're going in with this one.
Check this out.
He's playing hide and seek back there.
Well, sometimes they say a curveball breaks around the plate, but around the hitter. 1-2. Was he out of the catcher's box?
He must have been.
Lines are obscured by now, of course. Jam shot. Scott rolling over in foul territory for the 3rd out. No runs ahead, a man stranded. And after 4, it's 3-1 Reds. Texas. Ford dealers and the 2010 F-150. And by Gullo Automotive. Inside Minute Maid Park. The Reds have the lead 3-1. We go to the 5th inning. It'll be the 3-4-5 hitters, Votto, Roland, and Bruce against Nelson Figueroa. Reds got 2 in the 3rd and added a run in the 4th on an Edmonds homer. Votto is flied to left and he's walked. This one goes to left and Carlos Lee is backing on it. And now turning to play it off the wall. It kicks back by him and it's picked up by Michael Bourne on an off-field double by Votto. That's now an 8-game hitting streak for Joey Votto, and it's his 33rd double.
Joey Votto plays his home games at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, which is a very good hitter's park, but he would really take advantage of this yard. This is a lazy fly ball most places. High enough up that wall where Carlos can't make a play. Good hustle by Michael Bourne coming over to provide support. If not, Votto makes it all the way to third base there.
Well, that was good hustle. It's a long way for Michael to run from his position. Ball was in the air for a while, but yeah, you've got to train yourself if you're in Michael's shoes to get over there in this ballpark. Scott Rowland with strike 1.
Yeah, that's a play, especially a home player. You've seen enough balls come off that wall. You have to be there in position to help out. You could see a visiting guy getting caught, maybe not backing up on a play like that, but when you play your home games here, we're certainly aware of what can happen with that wall.
Henry Villar is warming up for the Astros.
Figueroa up over 100 pitches. And a lot of deep counts, a lot of traffic. The Astros still in this game, down just a couple of runs. Figueroa due to bat third in the bottom of the inning, so you know that's what Brad Mills is thinking. If I can get him through this inning and pinch hit for him. But he does have the luxury of having about 100 arms out there in the bullpen he can call upon.
Ground ball to second. We'll get the runner to third. Keppinger throws out Rowland. Votto to third base. 1 out. And now it's Jay Bruce. Michael Bourne made an excellent running catch on Bruce's drive to left center field back in the 3rd inning with 2 men on. Earlier he struck out. Bruce, one of those first-round picks. 5 of the Reds' last 6 #1 picks are on their active roster right now. Homer Bailey in 04, Jay Bruce in 05, Drew Stubbs in 06, Yonder Alonso in 08, Mike Leake in 09. High drive. Hunter Pence is running out of room to right field, and that is a Jay Bruce 2-run shot to make it 5-1 Cincinnati. Home run number 21 for Bruce, giving him 64 runs batted in.
His approach a little different than Votto. Votto hits the ball the other way a lot. Jay Bruce does not. He's a pull hitter, but he's strong enough where he can go out and get balls that are moving away from him and still hit him with authority to the pull side. And that was a great example there. A two-seam fastball. Not on the outside corner, but a little movement down and away, and he just goes out and yanks it into the seats. Strong as an ox.
2 long balls for the Reds. Edmonds in the 4th. Bruce here in the 5th inning. That does it for Nelson Figueroa. Cincinnati 5, Houston 1. Back in a moment. VR checks in here in the 5th inning. We're 1 out, and it's 5-1 Cincinnati. VR coming in to face Jim Edmonds. Edmonds homered in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. VR has no ERA in 3 games. They strike 1.
91 miles an hour. That fastball. His best pitch from a little bit I've seen has been that's like a split finger pitch. Shows about 84 miles an hour. It goes down hard.
And he's just 23 years old, from the Dominican Republic.
Slider. 4-7, 4.15 ERA, 36 games. 11 of those were starts. That was down at Double-A Corpus. And you look at his work at the major league level so far. Came up and hung out in the pen for a while before getting a chance, and so far he's looked pretty good.
It's 2-1. Edmonds home run made it a 3-1 lead for the Reds. In the dirt, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Figueroa in 4 1/3 innings. 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walking 2, fanning 5.
Better create a little movement here. I'll throw him a straight heater on 3-1.
Full count to Edmonds. Edmonds smiling about that pitch.
He's smiling. He's chastising himself because he got greedy there with the rookie on the mound. 3-1. He thought he was going to get a cripple. He just took a big aggressive swing at a sinker that was out of the zone. Only hitters that can't help themselves. They're just greedy.
And he takes a walk.
At that time. Nope. He learned his lesson. That's what happened. The smart ones figure it out. You know, 3-1. You still got a strike to play with. Why not cheat on one every now and then?
Edmonds aboard. Stubbs the batter. Stubbs has hit the ball in the air twice. 0 for 2. Yankees lead 6-2 at Baltimore. They're in the top of the 5th inning. Robinson Cano hit his 28th home run. And the Rays lead it 2-0 over the Angels in St. Petersburg, bottom of the 6th. Brignac hit his 8th home run. Yankees currently have a half-game lead on the Rays. There's a swing by Stubbs and no contact for a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Phillies are in front of Washington 5-1. They played 4 in Philadelphia. Jason Worth at his 23rd. Ryan Howard number 30. Raul Ibanez his 15th. Kyle Kendrick pitching for the Phillies. And there's talk that he may not make their playoff roster. Ball goes wide at 3rd. They wouldn't need him as a starter. So the question would be, should he make the club in relief or not? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you think about a best-of-5 series playing that Philadelphia club. The starting pitching they have. Ooh, what a challenge.
Yeah, that's why they would be the clear favorite no matter who they matched up against in the National League. The Giants obviously have very good pitching. But they can't hang with the big 3 that the Phillies right now. Nobody can. Nobody in baseball can boast 3 starters as good as what the Phillies have going now. Because Hamels has really got it going on. Oswalt's been great since the trade, and Halladay may be the best in the game again.
It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last time the Astros were 4 games under 500. That's the first week of the season. 5 under 500 right now. Tap foul, and it's still a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Stubbs with Hannigan on deck. Brad Mills' club has won 18 of its last 25. It's been a very good run, including wins in 4 of the last 5 series. Astros have had 5 straight winning homestands. 3 and 2, so they need one more win at home to guarantee them another winning season at home. That would be their 10th straight winning season at Minute Maid Park. And also a winning home record in 18 of the last 19 seasons going back to the Dome. Saturday night, and there will be one more Saturday night for Astros baseball in 2010. That'll be against the Chicago Cubs, October 2nd. Long road trip coming up, 4 in Washington, 3 in Pittsburgh, an off day, and 3 in Cincinnati. Stubbs takes the walk, and there are 2 men on, both walks from VR, with Hannigan coming up.
Reds drew 7 walks in the ball game last night, 4 so far tonight. And I think of them as a real patient club, making a lot of deep counts here this evening.
Hannigan reached on an error, and he singled up the middle. Inside.
He's flying open a little bit, trying to fill that fan. You see Castro pointing to his shoulder. Keep that front shoulder closed and drive the ball to the target. It's kind of counterintuitive, because when you, as a right-handed pitcher, you try to go down and away, you have to stay closed. You know, the tendency is to think, well, I got to fly open to be able to get the ball there, but that changes the arm angle. Drive the ball to the outside corner. A little better there. Cut it off a little bit.
Two balls, no strikes. The Rockies traded with the Dodgers and acquired Octavio Dotel today.
Well, they're playing each other, so he just had to walk across the field. Say goodbye to these guys, say hello to these guys.
Bouncer up the middle and into center field. Mark Berry's got the go-ahead for Jim Edmonds. Michael Bourne's throw is cut off, and it's 6-1 on the RBI single by Hannigan. 38th RBI for the catcher.
And Reds continue to string good at-bats together. Hannigan's second base hit of the game. Drives in a run. And the Astros got a pretty big hill to climb now. Still just 1 out in the inning. Couple on here for Arroyo. Probably be looking to bunt again.
That's what he did in the third, bunting into a force play. Then he struck out. Turned back.
Might have been a balk. Yeah, a little. It was almost, Hunter Wendell set the home plate umpire. He was kind of late calling it. It was almost like he said something wasn't right with that, and then he just trying to fake a little spin move to second, but it looked like Henry's front leg came down in front as if he were stepping towards the mound. Millsy not arguing, just looking for an explanation. Trying to do that inside move when he puts it back down in front of the rubber.
There was a game either last night or the night before. The runner on second. The pitcher turned back that way, but he threw to third. No balk was called. Now Arroyo batting. Ball 1. Gustavo Chacin warming up for Houston. He'd been up earlier, so probably would be ready right now. In the dirt, and it's the ball to make it 2-0. Very young player, Henry VR. Last year he was a Class A Lexington. He's been accelerated through the system to get this September promotion to the big leagues. Angel Sanchez talking with
Yeah,
him.
it's kind of fun when you have a young club. So Angel becomes the crafty seasoned veteran in there providing counsel to the young pitcher. Keppinger's Spanish probably not that strong.
The bouncer goes foul, and it's 2-1. Yeah, Billy Doran had some interesting remarks about that too. For tomorrow's pregame show at 12:30, that leads up to the Travis Wood-Brett Myers matchup at 105. About the changing mix in minor league players, working with the Hispanic players, how you handle that. Good thoughts, Billy D. 3 balls and a strike. You know, we enjoy September baseball in one sense of the call-up, seeing the top young players that we'll be seeing again, but also getting to see guys like Billy D, who have been in the minor leagues all year, and they get called up too.
Yeah, Billy, a roving instructor with the Reds, spending some time with the big league club now.
That's driven to left field over the head of Carlos Lee, who gets back and makes the catch. Here's the tag at third. Stubbs will come in to make it 7-1 on the sacrifice fly by Bronson Arroyo. That's his 8th RBI.
Pretty good swing there by Arroyo. He does have a home run this year. So he's got a fighting chance with a bat in his hand.
Stubbs comes home, and it's a 6-run lead now with Phillips the batter.
Well, I find it interesting what most of the clubs do, and it's very good, is they provide English language training for a lot of the young Hispanic players. But it seems to me like it would be a really good idea to train the coaches in the minor league system and in the big leagues to learn how to speak Spanish as well.
Phillips is hit by a pitch in the back. And we are really experiencing major problems here. 2 walks, a balk, now a hit batsman.
And Brad Mills is going to get him out of there. We've been good so far up until this outing tonight. It's just coming unraveled on him here this evening.
Cincinnati 7, Houston 1. Back in a moment.
Top of the 5th. They're looking for more. Play the $500 million blockbuster scratch out from the Texas Lottery. That'll get you a couple of utility infielders.
Yeah.
There's $500 million in total prizes. It's big. It's really big. Capitalized really big. For more details and big fun, visit TexasBlockbuster.com.
Does that come with a harmonica?
It does not. But it just seems like it's one of those harmonica nights all of a sudden.
Good time to break it out. Anytime's a good time to break it out. Unless you're Phil Linz. Gustavo Chacin is 2-2 with a 4.54 ERA.
89.9% of our audience are scratching their heads going, what's he talking about?
I'll bet they do that anyway. So here's Cabrera hitting now. And he's 1 for 2 with an RBI and looking at ball one. Well, you told the story, a couple of weeks ago, though. Phil Lynn's got in trouble with Yogi Berra when Yogi was managing the Yankees because Phil was playing the harmonica on the bus after a distressing loss. And I think you said Mickey Mantle passed along some erroneous information to Phil.
That's correct.
Yogi was ticked and said something, and Phil couldn't hear what he said. And Phil said to Mickey, "What did he say?" And Mickey said, "Play louder."
And Yogi yelled from the manager's seat. The manager almost always sits in the front right of the bus. And Lynch was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb in the back of the bus on his harmonica. And Yogi told him if he didn't stop playing, he was going to put the harmonica in an unfortunate place. And when Lynch asked Mantle said, Yogi said, "Play it louder."
Carter Pence backs, makes the catch to end the Reds' 5th inning. They bat around, and they put a 4 spot on the board on 3 hits, leaving a couple 7-1. The Astros can stir up some runs here, trailing by 6, bottom of the 5th inning coming. Bronson Arroyo is honing in on what could be his 16th win of the year. He'll face Johnson Castro, and the pitcher spot will yield a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Johnson hit a fly ball to right earlier. Takes the off-speed pitch for ball 1. Henry Villar in 1/3 of an inning allowed 1 hit, 2 runs. He walked 2, hit a batter, and had no strikeouts. That's ripped on a line over third base into the left field corner. Johnson makes a left turn, heads for second, and he's aboard with a leadoff double. And now taking a turn there and going back after double number 19.
Well, pretty good crowd here tonight, so it'd be nice if the Astros could make a little run at the Reds, make this one interesting. Good start here as CJ whacks this one, stays back nicely and shoots it into the left field corner. Arroyo a lot of time in the dugout that last half inning. Sometimes that creates a little problem for a pitcher to stay in rhythm. Wesley Wright will be next for the Astros. He's warming up in the pen.
Brian Bogusevic preparing to pinch hit for Gustavo Chacin. Jason Castro's the batter. He struck out in the 3rd. And looks at strike 1 there. Bogusevic getting loose in the on-deck circle. Castro takes it. It's a ball, and it's 1-1. The Reds have had 15 wins from Arroyo. He leads the staff. 12 from Cueto. Then nobody else in double figures. Mike Leake has won 8. Aaron Harang 6. Travis Wood 5. Edinson Volquez and Homer Bailey 3 on their starting rotation.
Mike Leake got off to such a good start. He was in the conversation for the Rookie of the Year award, and then just hit the wall. And the wall fell on him.
Yeah. But he made an amazing jump straight from the college ranks to Major League Baseball.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be a good big league pitcher.
Foul ball by Castro takes the count to 2-2.
Mike with Wallace, right? College team, Brett Wallace.
Yeah, that's right.
And Ike Davis of the Mets.
What a team. And that San Diego 8-4 win at St. Louis. Padres getting 4 in the ninth. Mike Adams won it, leading Kyle McClellan. Colorado pounded the Dodgers 12-2. Rolis Chacin the winner over John Eli. Castro looks at ball 3, and it's a full count. The Reds do not have to worry about playing too many top caliber teams from now on to the end of the season. And they have feasted on those clubs under 500 with 54 of their 83 wins against them. Foul back by Castro, still 3-2.
A little bit of a hanger there by Arroyo. He got away with it. Good aggressive swing by Jason. Just couldn't square it up. You see the breakdown for Arroyo. He's thrown just 68 pitches.
And beating the Astros in 5 consecutive starts. The shortest outing is 6 2/3 for Bronson. Liner to right. Jay Bruce there with a catch. That ball was tagged.
Yeah. My heart's breaking for you, Jason, because he's not had any luck at the plate. And really been scuffling, and he just smoked that one, and nothing to show for it. The character builder. He's like, don't give me that.
Right. It's a hard out, number 1. Castro scalded it. Brian Bogusevic will be the pinch hitter now.
And that's what you have to take out of that at bat if you're Jason. I just did my job. I got a pitch. I hit it hard.
Well, they made a change now. It's going to be Anderson Hernandez. He sneaked out to the on-deck circle. It was Bogusevic, but now it's Hernandez.
He was sneaky that way.
Well, he was sneaky last night up there as a pinch hitter against Aroldis Chapman. He worked a pinch walk. He was up there to bunt. Wound up scoring a run in the Astros 2-run 7.
Probably told Bogusevic he had a phone call or something.
And these September at-bats are hard to find. So they might be resorting to tactics like that.
And they're arm wrestling in the dugout for a chance to hit.
Well, Brad Mills has talked about it. He said, I'd like to see more of Anderson and Bryan, but it just haven't worked out that way. Played a lot of close games. Arroyo's numbers for the night, very good. And Hernandez is hitting 189. 7 hits and 37 at bats. Taking ball 1. Anderson is 1 for 8 this season as a pinch hitter. Royal looks down at the mound after that delivery. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Hernandez is 2 for 2 in his career against Arroyo.
A couple of former Astro birthdays today.
What do we have?
Chris Holt.
How old is he?
39. Mitch Molesky, 47 years old today.
Chris still in the Dallas area?
I do not know.
Last we heard he was in business up there. 3 balls and a strike. Don't know where Mitch is.
Well, Mitch Molesky hit 300 for the Astros in 2000. Got 117 games, hit 14 home runs. That was pretty much it for him at the big league level. Handful of at-bats after that. Struggled defensively.
Got into a fight with Matt Miesky at the batting cage in San Diego.
That's right.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And they brought back Brad Ausmus in a trade the next year. Hernandez is down on strikes. That's number 4 in the strikeout department for Arroyo.
Arroyo, in some respects, almost like facing a knuckleballer, because he gives you so many different looks and such a wide assortment of off-speed pitches. He's so different than just about anybody else you see. So that similarity to the knuckleballer, you just don't see many guys like Arroyo. One time it's over the top, then it's sidearm. A little Laredo action. Here we go. A little sideways spinner.
Michael Bourne for ball 1. Michael singled up the middle in the 3rd after grounding out to 3rd. There's a variance in speeds. 20-mile-per-hour difference for Bronson Arroyo.
He can go lower, too, than that 69. He can throw you a 62-mile-an-hour hook from time to time.
You don't see many of those. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, maybe I exaggerate. Maybe 64. Maybe 61. Maybe that's why he wears the number.
Maybe so. He's striving to reach that speed at least once a game, maybe. But that really helps him with his fastball. One fouls it back. You know, just watching from the assortment of pitches he's been dealing out tonight, when he does throw a fastball, it looks more like about a 93.
And a lot of times it's not on the plate. A great example of that last one, he threw Michael up and in a little bit. He gets the hitters to chase it.
Michael fouls it away. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Well, Bronson beat Roy Oswald here in Houston earlier this year, April 29th. He had not won a game until then. Shut out the Astros until the 7th. Gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. That's just been the pattern the last 5 starts against the Astros. In fact, go back to 6 starts ago in 08. He pitched well but lost 3-1, giving up 2 runs in 6 innings. Even though his career ERA against Houston is 4.78. Lately, much better than that.
Hannigan very active behind the plate. I like the way he moves back there. And clearly letting Arroyo know when he wants to come inside the left-handed hitter. He's willing to move behind the hitter to make his point. Right here.
Michael taps at the 2nd. Brandon Phillips hurries over. Backhanded flip. On to Votto for the 3rd out. No runs ahead. A runner stranded through 5 at 7-1 Reds. Lead cracked a homer. Number 23 of the year gave the Astros a 1-0 second inning lead, but then Jim Edmonds went the other way for his 10th. And a drive to right by Jay Bruce gave him his 21st of the year. And the Reds in that big 4-run 5th got the blow from Bruce for 2 of those runs. They lead it now 7-1 after our Compass video summary. You look at Wesley Wright, and he is pitcher number 4 for the Astros. A real story in September in the fact that he has not pitched all month, JD.
Yeah, so Henry VR went out there and really struggled with his command. It would be understandable if the same thing happened to Wesley. Has not been on the mound since being recalled on the 1st of September. 10 games this year, 1-2, high ERA. 15 games down at Round Rock, 14 of which were starts. He was 4-1 with a 4.65 earned run average.
Faces Joey Votto right out of the chute. One of the league's best hitters this year, and he hits him with a pitch. And that is quite understandable with the lack of action that Wesley has seen on the mound. He was at AAA Round Rock, then a September call-up on the 1st. Last outing for Houston was back on August 8th.
And it's kind of funny because now the Astros have, to a certain extent, an abundance of left-handed options. Earlier in the year, it was just Tim Burdack. Now Abad out there, CIN.
Scott Rowland fouls it for strike one.
So Wesley Wright joins that group.
Felipe Paulino's warming up now. And the Astros just really have not had many of these types of games in September, so that's why Wesley Wright has not been in there. And Paulino has pitched once. Rowland takes a look at it. It's a 1-1 count. And for that matter, Wilton Lopez has not pitched in 8 days. Last outing was on the 10th against the Dodgers a week ago last night.
Yeah, I asked Wilton today if he was feeling okay, and he said, yeah, I'm ready to go, but clearly he must have been tender, and I don't know if he wanted to buy him some time.
That's just really not worth using a pitcher who's done what Wilton Lopez has done this year in the Astros situation. If there's any doubt at all, err on the side of caution, giving more rest.
Right. You know, the Astros, there are no critical games. The Astros haven't had a critical game for months now. So, you know, there's no sense risking the health of a young pitcher to try to win a game in September.
It's 2-2. Paulino working. The Astros have used 9 pitchers in 2 different games of this homestand. One was the 11-inning Dodger game. Pretty unusual for a major league club to use 9 pitchers in a game. Runner takes off. It would only be in September unless there was an extreme long inning type situation.
We don't have to go that far back in the baseball history books to find a time when clubs carried 9 pitchers total.
Yeah.
Just looking at that one 9-pitcher game. Oh, VR was the 9th guy. I was kind of hoping he was the 8th. He would have been Henry the 8th. But he was the 9th pitcher in that game against the Dodgers. Oh, well. Something for Millsy to shoot for.
Yeah. Was there a Henry the 9th? I don't remember. British royalty history.
If there was, he was nowhere near as significant as Henry the 8th.
That's true. Well, straight back. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scott Rowland. Last time Wesley Wright pitched for the Astros, he was a starter in Milwaukee on August 8th. And that's been the direction he has taken this year. He had 4 starts in the Astros rotation, 2 in July and then 2 in August as he had that trip 4 times through in the rotation. Chance to take hold. He had one really good start here against the Brewers. He strikes out Rowland and gave up 2 runs in 7 innings and won that game 5-2. And it could be a real dogfight for positions in the Astros bullpen in spring training next year.
Wesley, he does have the ability to elevate the fastball and slip it by you. He's not a real hard thrower, but he has pretty good life on his fastball, and he hides the ball well.
Jay Bruce ripped a 2-run homer last time up. Strike on the breaking ball to Bruce.
They seem to come in bunches for Jay Bruce.
One and one. The Astros have been involved in some of those bunches when he's gotten hot. Swing and a miss by Bruce. That makes it 1-2. Wesley Wright. Gustavo Chacin retired the only batter he faced. Bruce hit 22 homers last year, and that was in 345 at bats. He had a broken wrist last year. Bruce hit 4 bombs last year against the Astros and drove in 10. This one sneaks away to the left of Castro, and he scrambles after it. 2-2 now.
And Votto got caught a little bit by surprise there. Leaning back as the pitch is being delivered, just not much of a secondary lead. Didn't put himself in good position to advance. Focus in a 7-1 game, especially a game that's dragging like this one, not going to be as keen as it would be in a tight game.
Now 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Nope.
Ooh.
I was going to say, where's the pitch? I didn't see any signal from Wendelstedt.
Oh, there's a delay there. Let's see if we can see it. Ah, there it was.
Nothing. Obviously, he had said it because Bruce reacted right away.
Yeah. 2 outs, and it's Jim Edmonds now. Edmonds homered, and he walked and scored. Strike to Edmonds.
Well, because that's the only called third strike of the ball game.
That's why we haven't seen him do it.
We haven't seen that. Yeah.
His father, Harry Wendelstedt, a long-time Major League umpire. It's 1-1. Well, you know the umpires have to be really exhausted right now. Some of these guys will be working another month after the regular season ends in those playoff games, even though they do get vacation periods.
Yeah, I think the vacation and the travel has gotten easier over the years on the umpires, but still, it's a grind. You better like your partners.
Runner takes off. Throw from Castro to Sanchez. Gets him. Votto's gunned down for 2-6. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And it's 7-1 Reds. come up with Sanchez, Pence, and Lee in the bottom of the 6th inning. Angel is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped a second. Johnson Arroyo spins a 71-mile-per-hour curve right into the zone for strike 1 call. And another one. No balls, 2 strikes to Angel.
Try to slip that fastball by him. You better watch out. They're just pinging into center field. Unless you get it in there.
It's 1-2. Shot, but look at the pick by Phillips. That's slick glove work. He's leading all National League second basemen in fielding percentage. Our league leaders is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, showing you the highest rookie batting averages in September in the majors. Sanchez is second to Danny Valencia at 371, and at Jason Hayward, Casper Wells, and Ike Davis.
And Jason Hayward, clearly the early season a leader in terms of the Rookie of the Year award. And then, of course, Steven Strasburg came along and he got all that buzz, then got hurt. Buster Posey's been very, very good. Seems to have come full circle, because you get the sense now that Jason Hayward may be the guy who ultimately wins that award. Bottom line is, it is an outstanding rookie crop.
Oh, yeah. 100,000. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll be talking about this year's rookies for years to come, being among the productive players in the majors. Just checking the scoreboard, there are not any 1-0 games so far today in the majors. Last Saturday there were 3 in which the lone runs came on solo homers, and apparently that's the first time that's ever happened. 2 balls and a strike. A lot of those rookies have been pitchers. 3-1. Of course, people get excited about a guy like Steven Strasburg, and then he goes down for probably a year with Tommy John surgery. Hard to know where he'll pick up when he comes back. But he probably won't lose velocity if he follows the pattern. Oops, around the head. And Hunter takes ball 4. That's the first walk for Arroyo. And he lost the release point on a curve that time.
And trying to spin one to the outside corner, just slipped out of his hand a little bit. They're able to duck out of the way, work the walk. Yeah, the elbow surgery is nowhere near as problematic for pitchers as shoulder surgeries.
Well, Arroyo has been remarkably free of those types of problems. Carlos Lee has a homer and a double off him tonight. Wow, has he stayed healthy and productive. Strike 1. Well, just remembering earlier in his career when he came up with the Pirates, you know, 3rd round draft choice. Didn't throw particularly hard. Didn't seem to excite a whole lot of people. Made a nice career out of it. Only 1 to count. Didn't break through into double figures in wins or even stay in a starting rotation all season until the 2004 season with Boston. 2 balls and a strike. Obviously, he's learned his lessons well. You know, you think about Arroyo and Aaron Harang. They've been in this Reds rotation together for years now. What a special time that will be for them, even though Harang now is in the bullpen. When they get a chance to celebrate. Line to the right. Caught by Bruce. 2 outs.
Well, Carlos Lee obviously has got Arroyo pretty well figured out. Had great numbers against him coming into this, and has had 3 very good at-bats tonight. Home run double and this line out. Good look as El Caballo gets that weight shifted onto his backside before moving through the swing.
Jeff Keppinger has grounded to second and line to right. Strike 1 to Jeff. Detroit beat the White Sox 6-3. Justin Verlander notched his 17th win. And the Sox are closer and closer to being eliminated. 9 games back when play started today. A little chopper foul, 0-2. Twins lost last night at home to Oakland, but tonight they won it 4-2 over the A's. Kevin Slowey got win number 13, beating Dallas Braden.
Red Sox have had a crazy year, haven't they? I mean,
Yeah.
They were out of it, and then they went nuts and climbed right back into it, and knocking on the door, and then struggled again recently. Now 10 games off the pace. They've lost 5 in a row.
Outside for a ball to Keppinger, 1-2. Yeah, they made those trades to bolster the team when they were all of a sudden back in it. But at one point, back in probably June or early July, Kenny Williams was talking about doing some drastic things to try to change the makeup of his club. At strike 3, Keppinger caught looking for the final out of the 6th. They'd strike out number 5 for Arroyo, and through 6, it's 7-1 Reds.
As the Astros wind down the 2010 season, it's time to start looking ahead to 2011. Season tickets are already on sale. You can lock in great prices and benefits by purchasing your package early before November 1st. Visit Astros.com for details. It won't be long. We'll be saying pitchers and catchers report. Baseball season opens a little bit earlier in 2011. Astros open April 1st in Philadelphia.
On a Friday this year. Next year. 7-1, the Reds lead it. They come up in the 7th inning, and it's Jim Edmonds versus Wesley Wright. And that'll be a little unusual. I think we have exhibition games here with the Red Sox on Wednesday and Thursday, and then head for Philly. Strike to Edmonds, who was at the plate when Joey Votto was thrown out trying to steal. Wesley Wright beginning his 2nd inning of relief. Yankees are leading 7-3 at Baltimore. They've played 7. The strike makes it 0-2 for Wesley. Pittsburgh 9, Arizona 2. Bottom of the 6th at PNC Park. John Bowker hit his 4th home run for the Pirates. Andrew McCutchen earlier had belted his 15th. Kelly Johnson went deep for the 22nd time for the D-backs. D-backs on their way to Major League strikeout record. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hey, congratulations.
They've kind of been in that trend for a few years now. It's been a rough year for Mark Reynolds. He's barely above 200 on his batting average now. Edmonds takes it. It's ball 2. Arthur Rhodes is warming up for the Reds. Reds have the only winning road record in the entire National League Central Division. They're 38-35. Here's an indicator for you after this pitch.
All right. A leading indicator?
A leading indicator. Strikeout. That's 3 in a row for Wesley. In 13 of the last 15 seasons, the team with the best road record in the Central has won the division. Edmonds whiffs.
Well, Reds, the only team in the Central with a winning record on the road this year.
Double switch. Matt Downs at second base, and the pitcher Paulino comes in at the same time. 7-1 Cincinnati. Back in a moment. Made 2 moves at the same time. Matt Downs is coming into play second base. He's batting in the 9 spot. Jeff Keppinger leaving the game. In his number 5 spot in the order goes Felipe Paulino. He's 1-8 with a 4.34 ERA.
How about that job Wesley Wright did? We kind of excused him when he came into the game, expected him to be a little rusty having not been out there in so long. He immediately hit Votto, but after that, these 3 guys struck them all out.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
And now here's Drew Stubbs. Stubbs jumps on the first pitch from Paulino, rips it a long way through the archway for a home run. Stubbs with number 19 of the year. 70 runs batted in right through the archway, and he makes it 8-1 on the long ball, the 3rd of the night for the Reds. First pitch from Paulino went sailing out.
They make a nice molasses cookie.
Really?
Archway, yeah.
Okay.
This is a first pitch fastball, trying to pick a corner, and it goes right down Crawford, and then right out to Crawford.
A little faster than molasses.
And that Stubbs boy, you know, he swings and misses a lot. He strikes out a lot, but he's a strong young kid with a lot of potential.
Absolutely, yeah, dynamic young player. Good speed. Well, in fact, let's see, 19 homers. 1 more homer, and he's in the 2020 club. Ryan Hannigan takes a strike. It's 1-1 because he already has stolen 25 bases.
You know, the 2020 club, they meet every other Tuesday.
Do they?
Yep.
At a bookstore somewhere?
No, the Holiday Inn. Meeting room there. It's right after the Aquinas meet. The 2020 club gets together.
Well, we have a few members this year. Past members allowed to attend.
Got to know the secret handshake.
Change up.
No, it wasn't a change up.
No,
I don't think so.
He doesn't know what he hit. He just hit it 400 miles, and he doesn't know what he hit.
His bat is so quick. I don't know. Maybe it was. I thought it was a fastball.
Okay. Bouncer Paulino. Tosses out Hannigan. 2 outs in the inning.
Pretty good swing there by Hannigan, but Paulino able to gobble it up.
We're going to get some bonus trivia from JD. What active pitchers have made the most starts against the Astros?
So we've seen a lot of Bronson Arroyo, but he is not the answer. He is, I believe, 6th. So we're looking for active pitchers who have made the most starts versus the Astros.
Juan Francisco is the pinch hitter for Bronson Arroyo. Arroyo checks out after 6 innings. Here's strike 1 to Francisco, who's come up through the farm system this year. 278 pinch hitting, 5 for 18. He's had 41 major league at bats, 293 for Francisco. That one will hang up for a while. Carlos Lee, Angel Sanchez, Lee underneath for the 3rd out. The Stubbs homer lifts the Reds' lead to 8-1 in the 7th. They'll be watching Arthur Rhodes pitch the bottom half. He's in relief of Bronson Arroyo. JD had some bonus trivia he asked us about. Which active pitchers have made the most career starts against the Houston Astros? So you've had a moment or two to think about that. Bronson Arroyo is up there, but it's Ben Sheets and Carlos Zambrano. 28.
Yeah, Big Z. Well, we may see him again. We get the Cubs here the final weekend of the season. He's really turned things around. He's been very good since coming back. Arthur Rhodes, my goodness, he's been pitching for a long time. 844 times he's made that trip out to the mound. 19 big league seasons, 84 and 65, 406, an all-star this year for the very first time.
The native Texan. He comes in to face Brett Wallace. Wallace is struck out, fouled out. Rhodes is born in Waco. Wallace hits a foul, strike 1. Arthur, a 2nd-round pick of the Orioles in '88. Pitched for Seattle for a few years, Oakland, Cleveland, Philadelphia. Had Tommy John surgery in '08. Came back to Seattle and Florida. Last year he pitched 66 times for the Reds. Working 53 innings last season. There's a strike.
Good heater. Nice job keeping it down. He'll be 41 years of age in October.
Lefty hitters are hitting .228 against Arthur with 3 homers. Not allowed to run to the Astros. He's made 4 trips to the mound against Houston. Got out of a bases loaded jam here on July 23rd in a 6-4 Reds win. Chris Johnson's on deck. Jason Castro due up third in the inning. Wallace is down on strikes. And thrown out by Hannigan. Devato. 1 out.
See those earrings that Arthur's wearing?
Yeah.
He created a dust up a few years back.
What happened?
Omar Vizquel said that the afternoon sun was reflecting off of his earrings.
Okay.
And was affecting him at the plate.
Did you take him out?
I got a little finger pointing issue, and ultimately Arthur got ejected.
So he didn't take him out, he took himself out.
Take that argument into the Wayback Machine. Get into the time warp and go back to 1952 and
I don't think that happened back then.
Wander into the neighborhood pub and say, "Hey, did you hear about the game where the pitcher had the earrings in and ended up getting ejected?" What are you talking about, man?
There they are. Chris Johnson taking strike one. CJ doubled in the fifth. He's 1 for 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
Hey, look who's on deck. Brian Esposito.
Brian Esposito for his first major league plate appearance. He's kind of like a modern day Moonlight Graham. A few years ago he caught 1 inning, but he never batted. And it was against the Astros, and now he's going to bat. When he was a September call-up on AAA Round Rock, the Astros said, "Don't worry, we'll get you an at-bat. It'll happen this year." And he has not worried about it. He's kept the faith, but he hasn't had any playing time. So here's Wesley Wright and Brian Esposito in the same game. They've both been here all month. This is the 18th of September. Both getting into games for the first time tonight.
Brian has caught more than his fair share of ceremonial first pitches since joining the club, though.
What a moment for him. 31 years old. You talk about Arthur Rhodes. These are interesting stories to a lot of fans. Arthur, 19 years in the big leagues, finally made an all-star team. But here's a guy who's been playing for years in the minors. He's never had an at-bat in the big leagues. Fouled away, still no balls, 2 strikes. Drafted in 2000, 11 minor league seasons. That at bat with the Cardinals in 07 was against the Astros. Or that game he played in, no at bats. Had 2 homers this year at Round Rock. He's been in 6 different organizations. 1-2 to Chris Johnson.
It's kind of funny because I was just reading about Moonlight Graham on Wikipedia, and it says that Graham is not the only player to appear in a major league game without getting an at-bat or throwing a pitch. However, due to his introduction to popular culture via Field of Dreams, he is likely the best known. The name is often invoked in discussing similar players, such as Brian Esposito.
Line, and a diving try doesn't keep it from going into right field. Good effort by Phillips, but a single for Johnson, and CJ's 2 for 3 tonight. Now Brian Esposito. What a great moment. He hit 203 at Round Rock. And now for the first time he's in the batter's box in a major league game. First time in the big leagues since 07 with the Cardinals.
And so 2 thoughts cross my mind if I'm Brian Esposito. One, I'm like, man, this is great. I'm finally getting a chance to get a big league at bat. And 2, you're wondering, is this the only big league at bat I'll ever get?
Yeah. Well, he's 31.
I suspect he'll get a couple more cracks here before the end of the year.
From Staten Island, New York. He went to the University of Connecticut. And here's strike 1. Brian drafted by the Red Sox in 2000 in the 5th round.
And earns very high marks for his work behind the plate. Very good receiver. Give it now.
Fly ball hit pretty well to right field. Jay Bruce backing underneath it for the catch. 2 down. Well, he'll probably get the lineup card or some kind of memento from this game to keep.
Just got under it a little bit. Pretty good swing at the fastball from Rhodes.
Special moment for Brian Esposito. Matt Downs will be next. He came in the 9 spot in the double switch. Started the game last night. Here's strike one. He's had a couple of starts with the Astros. Last night at second base, he went 0 for 4. 228 this season for 35 games. He was with the Giants, claimed on waivers by the Astros. Astros have made several waiver claims and picked up guys like Matt Downs, who are versatile and relief pitchers, and just people who figure to be in the mix in spring training.
Well, and it's something they've had a fair bit of success with in recent years.
And on an E, Cabrera gets it to Phillips for the forced play. No runs, a hit, and a man left. After 7, it's 8-1 Reds. Pinch hitting. They'll do the catching. And as the Reds come up in the 8th inning, it's Paulino starting the inning fresh after coming in, giving up the homer to Stubbs. And he faces Phillips now. Ball 1. Mostly right in an inning and a third. Gave up no hits, no runs, had no walks, hit a batter, and struck out 3. Phillips taps one foul, third base side, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Yankees are leading 8-3 in the top of the 9th at Baltimore. Tampa Bay is trailing now 3-2 Angels, bottom of the 9th. And Rodney in for the Angels. Shortstop Sanchez to his left. Here's out Phillips from an out. Tomorrow, the finale of his 10-game homestand matches Brett Myers, who's 12-7 with a 2.85 ERA, and Travis Wood. Wood is 5-3. His ERA is 3.46. Brian Esposito backing up the play. He has a great reputation as a catcher. He's been instrumental in helping a lot of the Astros' young pitchers develop in the minors. Ball 1 to Cabrera, throws well. Jordan Smith is warming up for the Reds.
The kind of guy you could see having a pretty nice career as a coach when his playing days are over.
Yeah. He really Hatter gets down low for that target.
I talked to Roy Oswald about him in spring training. Roy loves throwing to him.
That's a comment that's frequently heard. Been a long haul for Paulino to get back on the mound after his injury. He's not started a game since the third week in June. Fly ball toward the line and right. Hunter gets over. Taking it for the second out. Paulino had some shoulder fatigue. And next year, we keep saying this about Paulino, but next year will be the big year for him.
Well, we hope, eh?
Yeah. That right shoulder tendonitis.
When healthy this year, pitched pretty well. Let's throw that one-loss record out the window.
Right to Votto. Votto has a double tonight and 2 trips, also a walk, and he was hit by a pitch.
The other number's not anything that's going to win you a Cy Young award, but certainly better than that 1-8 record would indicate.
Yeah. Well, Votto, with that Triple Crown situation, not looking good for anybody right now. Gonzalez is in 341. And Pujols has 39 homers to Gonzalez's 32. Pujols has 107 runs batted in. 106 for Gonzalez, 104 for Votto. And Votto just struck out to make it a 1-2-3-8 for Paulino. 8-1 Reds.
Many games like this year. Postseason, guaranteed it's going to be good. And you can catch all the action of the 2010 Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th with the Division Series on TBS. We'll all be watching, and next year maybe we'll be going to the games, guys.
Sounds good. That's a good plan, Greg. Changes for the Reds involve first base. Yonder Alonso. He had an interesting fly ball last night. Jordan Smith is 3-2. He comes in with a 3.38 ERA.
Well, Smith, the right-hander, has pitched 32 times, 37 in the third inning. So look at the numbers there. They're pretty solid. Brought up to help fortify this Reds bullpen. It's been kind of up and down here for the Reds pen.
And Ariel Del Rosario is warming up for the Astros. Michael Bourne hitting. Punches one to shortstop. Backhanded Cabrera. Well, Bourne hit that ball sharply. I think Jeff Bagwell probably will like his approach to that. Meanwhile, there's a grandchild for Drayton. Bouncing little guy.
Yeah. Don't put your fingers in the backstop there. Talking about getting Grandpa in the doghouse.
He's being weaned on baseball. Angel Sanchez with strike one. He's hit the ball to the second baseman all 3 times up tonight.
My baby's first word is going to be champion.
You got it. Jordan Smith had some good action on that pitch. Got strike 2 on it. Since his recall from Louisville on the 3rd of September, he's pitched 3 scoreless innings. This is his second stint with the Reds this year. He was up from mid-June through August 23rd. 24 years old, from American Fork, Tennessee, I think.
Utah.
Oh, Utah, that's right. It's his first strikeout. Arthur Rhodes had 1 inning of 1-hit shutout ball with a strikeout. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2. Spent much time in Utah, did he?
You know, no, I've been to the airport in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Pretty special. Carlos Lee will come out to the on-deck circle in this 8-1 game. You've never floated in the Great Salt Lake?
I have not.
Oh, that's fun.
I've heard there's some great golf up there.
Yeah.
Mountains, real pretty.
Crack back play. Shortstop Cabrera can't field it. And Hunter Pence is on. Roland started for it, and he laid off. And he peeled back so Cabrera could play, but Cabrera didn't play.
It should be ruled an error, but a tough play because of Pence's speed. You know, he takes you out of your rhythm because he gets down the line so well. You tend to hurry and get out of your rhythm a little bit. And it is ruled an error, as it should have been.
Number 11 for Cabrera.
Okay. Just a minute ago, where'd it go?
Did get away from him. The Reds have only made 63 errors this year. They made a couple last night. They look pretty sloppy, but they have only allowed 34 unearned runs compared to the Astros 66. Carlos Lee, homer double, a line out to right. Big strike 1. That's been one of the facets of the game the Reds have really excelled in, defensive play. Now Brian Bogusevic comes out to the on-deck circle again. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Ariel Del Rosario was just acquired Thursday in a trade from the Reds. They had placed him on waivers. And they had pulled him back when the Astros claimed him, and then they worked out a cash deal. The rumor was that he had been placed on trade waivers in order to make him the player who was traded for Willie Bloomquist. Into right field. Carlos Lee gets hit number 3 of the night. Homer double single for El Caballo.
Clearly the man of the match from the Astros' point of view.
Three of their 6 hits, that'll do it. Pinch runners Jason Bourgeois running for Carlos Lee. And it's Brian Bogusevic pinch hitting now for the pitcher Paulino. Boog taking over as the pinch runner. Runners at first and second. Bogusevic is 2 for 9 with the Astros. 2 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, 2 for 5. He's driven in a couple. We were talking with Brad Mills before the game tonight. Usual conversation about all kinds of things, but part of it was what you try to do if you're Brad Mills in setting up your minor league system to help the big league club. And he said, well, one thing we had said we wanted Brian Bogusevic to do in the minor leagues this year was play all 3 outfield positions, play some first base, And he said the other thing that happens with young hitters is if they're good enough to get to the big leagues, they've usually been hitting in key spots in the order. But we want to make sure they know how to sacrifice bunt in the minor leagues because they may be hitting 7th or 2nd or some other place when they get here. That wouldn't be the situation now, but they need to know those things. They call them up.
Yeah, middle of the order hitter in the minor leagues, maybe kind of the bottom of the order hitter or two-hole hitter at the big league level, and he'll be asked to do some different things.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pinch hitting is another of those things that a young player like Brian would not have been asked to do very often in the minor leagues. Been an everyday player since his conversion from pitcher in mid-08. One and 2. Brian picked up his first 2 major league runs batted in with a pinch hit on Wednesday against Milwaukee. Hit .277 for Round Rock this year with 13 homers, driving in 57. And he ran very well, 23 steals in 24 attempts. Smith gets a strikeout, and that ends the 8th inning with no runs, a hit, an error, and 2 men stranded. 8-1 Reds. Is the best in Texas. We have changes for the Astros here inside Minute Maid Park. That involves Brian Bogusevic playing right field for Hunter Pence. And Jason Bourgeois goes into left field. Pinch running for Carlos Lee. The new pitcher is making his Astros debut, Anario Del Rosario, who was with the Reds until a few days ago. He's 1-1 with a 2.08 ERA this season with the Reds.
Yeah, 9 games with the big club there, 8 2/3 innings of work. 5 seasons as a minor leaguer in the Reds system. He was 23-20 with a 2.72 ERA. This year at Louisville, 4-4 with a 3.09. He made he didn't make any starts. 50 trips from the bullpen. Sinker ball guy. Gets a lot of ground balls when he's on his game.
Pinch hitter is Paul Yanish, the Houston native, batting for Scott Rowland. Rowland was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Yanish 275, 5 homers, just driven in 24. Hot ground ball handled to the backhand side, and Chris Johnson throws him out. So the Rice Owls retired by the Stetson Hatter. 1 out. Jay Bruce comes up next. And Rosario is known for that good sinker. He just got a grounder. Bruce ripped a homer in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4. Rosario's from the Dominican Republic. Cincinnati signed him as a free agent in 2005. Good movement there, but it's up the middle off his leg. Barehanded, but not played the way Matt Downs wanted to. And it's going to be a hit for Jay Bruce. Bruce 2 for 5 tonight.
A sinker baller playing into the strength of Jay Bruce. If you leave it on the plate, a good low ball hitter. Down hit that ball hard, didn't lift it, but hit it hard.
Well, he got him on the bottom part of the right foot. Brett Wallace over to talk about the situation here with Bruce, the base runner. He's going to play off the bag. And Jim Edmonds, the batter. Edmonds homered and he walked. Edmonds takes it to left field. Single picked up by Bourgeois, and it's first and second, one out now for the Reds with Drew Stubbs due up next.
Reds know obviously a little bit about Del Rosario, so maybe they figure, hey, he likes to get ahead with that sinker. We're going to go up there and look fastball. Bruce, Edmonds, both first pitch swinging. And both have a couple of knocks.
Stubbs hit the homer to left in the 7th inning after hitting the ball in the air twice and then walking. There's strike one to Stubbs. The Reds trying to notch their 84th win of the season. They have not won their division since 1995 when Barry Larkin was the National League MVP. The last time the Reds had the league MVP. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees are pounding Baltimore 11-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Foul ball makes it 1-2. Tampa Bay got a run in the 9th, then goes to the 10th, tied with the Angels 3-3. Phillies trying to finish up a win over Washington. It's 5-2 Phils. Washington batting in the 9th.
Well, that's kind of the wild card for the Phillies, the bullpen. It's been pretty good lately. Brad Leach has been on a nice run, but we know how up and down things can go with Brad.
Well, he has 2 outs so far in the 9th and nobody on. He's doing well at the moment. That ran in, and you got a swing and a miss from Stubbs for a strikeout for out number 2 for Rosario. Ryan Hannigan has a pair of singles. The second one drove in a run. Yonder Alonso's on deck. Strike to Hannigan. Well, Alonso hit a ball last night that just sounded like he crushed it. 2 men on in the 8th inning. It was caught right in front of the right field wall by Hunter Pence. For a hang time of about 6 or 7 seconds. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cleveland and Kansas City are delayed midway through the 4th. The Indians had just scored 5 in the top of the 4th. Matt Laporta hit his 11th homer. Jose Bautista went off again. Number 49 for the Blue Jay slugger. Wow. Tremendous year for him, and now it's bottom of the 8th inning in Boston with Toronto leading the Red Sox 4-3. Foul ball makes it 2-2. Now, apparently he added a leg kick last September and hit 9 home runs, according to one piece on TV several weeks ago. And just continued that on through this season. Tim Hudson in Atlanta's 4-2 win over the Mets got his 16th. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Billy Wagner's save number 35.
So that's all I needed to do was kick my leg, and I would have hit some home runs.
That's it.
Gee.
You ever try it?
No, nobody mentioned it.
Well, Jeff Bagwell was working with Humberto Quintero on that very thing in batting practice tonight. Little dribbler at third base side goes foul. He had Q pointing his left foot kind of back toward his right foot. One of those weird configurations that you might see somebody try on the golf course, JD, but whatever works.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to play around a little bit.
Absolutely not.
Jose Bautista's doing is just remarkable. Best year prior to this one in terms of home runs, 16. He hit 16 for the Pirates back in 2006. Best RBI year, 63, driven in 07. He's got 113. Well, had 113 coming to play tonight.
A line shot headed for the left field corner. Fair ball. That'll score one, maybe two. No. An RBI double. And that'll work for Hannigan. It's a 3-hit night for him and a 9-1 lead for the Reds. He hit that ball sharply. It's his 9th double. Bruce scored. Edmonds went to third.
Same pitch he was able to get down and in under the swing of Stubbs. Hannigan able to get to it. He's having a nice night. Edmonds not forcing the issue, just cruising into third base.
Alonso fouls it through strike one to the slugger.
Yeah, that was the thing about Alonso last night. That ball hit the right field. It was so high.
He's 3 for 12 with the Reds this year. Ground ball into center field. Edmonds comes home, and on his heels, Hannigan. 2-run single for Alonso. And it's a 3-run 9th for the Reds now. 11-1. Tough Astros debut for Del Rosario. He hasn't pitched in about 2 weeks. It's one of those nights to air the guys out in the bullpen as far as bringing in some arms that have been inactive in Wesley Wright. Felipe Paulino's had one outing, and Del Rosario. Try to give a break to the other guys who have been pounding it about every day out of that bullpen. Chris Valleca is a pinch hitter now. He's batting for Brandon Phillips. Valleca is a .321 hitter for 28 at bats. He dribbles one. Del Rosario braces, throws, and on a good play gets it. In the 9th, it's 3 runs for the Reds. On 4 hits, they leave a man. Their lead is 11-1. Putting on a very good act here tonight. 11-1 Reds. They've unloaded with 13 hits against the Astros, who will be batting in the bottom of the 9th. And we look at changes. We look at the new second baseman, Chris Valleca. Takes over there for Brandon Phillips. At third, it's Paul Janisch, the Houston native. Scott Rowland getting a little bit of a break. And Jared Burton will be doing the pitching with his second appearance coming up.
Jared Burton has no idea what he's in for.
Really?
The Astros are about to unleash an unbelievable 11-run comeback.
Oh, doctor.
The likes of which we have never seen before. Culminated by a Robert Earl Keane bases clearing triple.
There you go. Corky Miller is doing the catching. You're just trying to provide a good lead-in for the Robert Earl Keane concert.
I hope he's still here.
Corky Miller's here, and he's throwing to second base. Meanwhile, for Jared Burton, on Thursday against Arizona, he made his debut for the Reds this year. He was recalled on the 13th of September. He began the season on the disabled list for Louisville with a thyroid dysfunction. Was reinstated in mid-May and made 33 appearances for the Louisville Bats with a 2.61 ERA. Brett Wallace has struck out twice and fouled out. Burton delivers ball one. Well, the Astros apparently are trying to negotiate a deal with Oklahoma City to be their AAA affiliate for next season, according to recent reports. Ground ball, Yonder Alonso. One out.
Ken Schramm, the president of the Corpus Club, former Major League pitcher, in town today. He just signed an extension with the Astros down at Corpus.
Yeah. Chris Johnson's coming up. He has a double and a single. Ed Wade said on his radio show the other night that the Astros would really like to be in Oklahoma City because of the short travel distance, not only between Oklahoma City and Houston, but between Corpus Christi and Oklahoma City, shuttling players back and forth. Would be favorable. Johnson bangs out a line drive. Drew Stubbs cruises over. That's two outs. Rangy center fielder got over there easily.
Ed has a radio show?
Yeah, he does a radio show.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like the Ed Wade show? Like a weekly thing?
Yeah. It was pretty informative, actually. Brian Esposito, in his first major league at bat, hit a fly ball to right.
Here we go. Get a base hit.
Strike one. Dusty Baker in his third year with the Reds, on his way to win number 84, it would certainly appear, and the magic number would be dropping to 8 if he gets it. No balls, 2 strikes to Esposito. He had the magic in other stops in his career. Those who have followed the Reds this year say that Dusty Baker magic has reappeared. Winning games late in dramatic fashion. Time call by Esposito. Quickly, and Texas lead it 3-0 at Seattle. It's the top of the 5th inning now. Broken bat. Janisch for the final out. And the Reds have squared this series at 1 game each, with a rubber game coming up tomorrow. The Reds win this one as the Astros go out in order in the 9th inning. Final score, Reds 11, Astros 1.